the input output, how we are taking the input to the R program and how we are doing it, doing the or how we are putting the output here. So for taking the data, we use many functions. So developer often have to need to interact with user either to get data or to provide some sort of result. Most programs today use a dialog box as a way of asking the users to provide some type of input. Like other programming language in R, it's also possible to take input from the user. For doing so, there are two methods in R. First is the read line, another is the scan method. Okay. These two we'll see. Let's take a break of 2 minutes. We will again come here. Let's take a quick break of 2 minutes. Now let's talk about the input and output, different ways how we can take the input from the user or from different files and all into the program, and how we can provide the output to the user, as well as we can do, or we can write something into the file. So what are the different methods or ways we can do that? So many developer want to interact with the user. Either it will take the data or it will give the data to the user, right? So for that, we have different methods. Some of the methods are listed here. So one method is called a read line method. Another is called a scan method. So we have a read line method and we have scan method here. These two methods are there. Now, if we'll go for the read line methods, that we'll see it shortly. Before that, see, in the R language, whenever we use the read line method, it will take the input as a string format. So that is very interesting. See, that happen in the Python also. So whatever input you want to take, if you are taking the input from the user, whatever you are giving the input, it will take it as a string. Whether you are giving the numeric value, whether you are giving the complex, logical, whatever value you are giving, it will take it as a string. Okay, so let's say we want to provide a particular value, like x value. This x value, I want that it should be integer. So let's say user has given the value as 10. User has given the value as 10, but 10 will not be taken as read line. It will be taken as like this. So 10 will be taken like this. Now for that, we have seen that how we can convert the any what a string or any sort of character to a particular data type, right? So that we already know. So these are the things that we use as integer, as numeric, as complex, as data. So if you want an integer data, so we have to take that particular n and we have to convert it into integer, which n value has been given. So in that way, we'll take the data from the user using the read line methods. So let's take an example using read line method, how it is working. So let's say variable we want to read from the user, and whatever we read, it will go to var variable. Now this var variable, we convert it into integer, and then only we'll take it and do the operation and print it, right? So this is the idea here. Now if we'll run it, let's run this particular one. So it will take the input from the user. Let's say I have given the input, let's say 20. Now this var value will be 20. So as you can see, the value has been taken as in the form of string. Now after that, this var will be converted into an integer. So if we'll run this particular line, so you see this will become integer instead of a string. Now after that, it is a statement while printing it, so it will print that particular value because right now it is of integer type. So this is how your read line function is going to work. Now in the read line function, we can do some sort of prompting also. Means we can tell the user that what it need to do. So in the read line function, I can use the prompt, and in this prompt, I can write some message. Let's say enter any number sort of thing. Okay. In that way, I can do the prompting. So if I'll run this, then it will take the value. Let's say it is taking 30 this time. So I've given 30 here and it is taken as a string. And then I'll convert it into integer. Now it is 30L, shows the integer. And then we can print the 30 value, right? So this is your read line. Now with the help of read line, we can also take multiple values into the with the help of read line function, right? Multiple inputs we can take. Let's say this is the variable 1 we want to take. Then we have variable 2. Let's say variable 3 in that way. Okay. So it will take the value one by one. So I'll say integer, enter first number, enter second number. That is my message to the user. Let's say this is third number. Okay. And then this will be converted into the variable. So yeah, this will be converted and then we can print it. var1, var2, var3, or use it anywhere. So if I'll run that, it is not going to run at a time. Okay. Let me show you. So if I'll run these 3 lines, it will be like this. And it will again, it will go to the third number and it will take the value in the var3. It will not take the value in var1, var2, or var2, whatever the value is. var1, whatever the value is, it is wrongly printed. So what we do is we'll put this into the scope or the curly bracket. Okay. Now it is going to work. Now it is taking first number. So I'll put 10 there. Second number, I'll put 20 there. Third number, I'll put 30 there. So it is taking var1, var2, var3 as 20, 30, and 10, 20, and 30 there. Okay. Now I can execute all 3 lines at once. So it will convert into all integer. And then I print these var1, var2, and var3 as 10, 20. Okay, 30, 30, 10, 30, and 30. Wait a minute. This should be 2. Okay, now it is different value, but yeah, more or less this is the thing. So this is all about read line. Okay. Now the next one is your scan method. Now how this scan method is and how it is working. Another way to take user input in our language is using a method called scan method. This method take input from the console. This method is very handy method while inputs are needed to taken quickly for any mathematical calculation or for any data set. So for any data set and for any mathematical calculation, a scan is very much useful function. This method read data in the form of vector or list. This method also used to read input from the file also. So when we use this scan method is taking input continuously. To terminate the input process, need to enter key 2 times in the console. So it is a continuous input it is taking, and continuously it is taking the input till you stop it, okay. So let's see how it is working. Let's say we have the value of x, we have used the scan function, and we just print what is there in x. So let's run this first. Now scan is taking the value, right? So I'll give 10. Okay, give the value 10, then 20, then 30, 40, 50, 60. So I can give different values to it. Okay, 90 and the value 100. After that, I don't want to give any value. So I'll press enter button 2 times, 1, 1. So now it is reading the value 10 here. Now if I'll print the value, it is going to print that particular value here. Now these value it has taken as a num, because in the vector we use we whatever value will give, it will convert into numeric value. Okay, and based on the data type that will give, it will convert it. Okay, so this is the scan method. Scan method is very good based on what we are taking. Let's say if we are taking double type, okay, so it will take those double type value. If we'll take, let's say, the character type, then it will take those character type. So what data type we are what type of data type we are taking, that depend upon it. Okay, so let's say I want to scan it, and I'll say that whatever I am scanning is let's say character. So whatever I'm scanning is a character. Now if I'll do that, so it will take the input, and whatever input I'll take it will take it as a character. So let's say I'm putting some random character here. Okay, so 13 character has been taken. If you see, this is a character type. Now X is a character type here. And when I'll print, it will print just like the characters. So I hope you understood. Here we can have instead of character, we can have double, or we can have integer, right? So any type of data type we can take it. That is your scan methods. This scan method is also useful to reading the data. Okay. To reading the data and reading the data from the file also. So let's put some text file somewhere. There is friends.csv. Let's try to read it. I don't think that will read the CSV file. Let's try it. Friends.csv is there. And whatever it is, we'll take it. As in the form of character. Let's print that. Cannot open CSV file. FRIENDS, friends. Yeah. So it is reading that, and one line, whatever is in the one line, it is converting into the character, another line converting into the character, another line. So it is reading the file, CSV file, and it is giving you that. So if I'll show you that CSV file, so I'll just use the command view, and this CSV file. No, I have to put that particular into the data frame. Data frame could be view, I think. Okay, CSV file. No, this is your CSV file. View file. See, this is your file, okay, where you have these friends data, right? And this particular CSV file, it is reading by the scan function. This view will be used for the data frames that we'll see later on. So these two methods we have taken, or we have seen. Now we'll see how we can print the output. So this is the way how we can take the data from the user. Now let's say how we are printing it. So let's print the output. So for that, generally what we have is either we'll give that particular variable as normal, it will going to print, or we can use the print function. Okay, then also it is going to work. The print function is going to work. So print, we have already been seen how the print function is going to work. Now after that, we have the paste function. This particular paste function is interesting if you want to make any messages or any string and the variable name, then it is going to take it. Print paste and paste 0 is that the argument separated by default. So we have like variable first, and after that a string in paste 0. In paste we have a string first and then variable afterwards. So paste and paste 0 is the method which will help us to print something. Okay, so let's take the example of it. So it will use the print function, and inside the print function it will have the paste in it. Now let's try to run this. So X is taking the string IIITBH and it is printing using the paste X, and then is the best paste inside print function, and then again it will take paste 0, and let's see how it is happening. So IIIT is the best IIIT. So here we have, as you can see, the space is not providing the space here, but here it is providing the space. The first one is providing the space, but the second one, paste 0, which is not providing the space. Okay, and that is the only difference between paste and paste 0. So generally we use paste for getting the output in that way. So this particular variable we can put at here also, right? So IIIT is the best, and again IIIT will be printed. So that could not be done with the print function. So print alone cannot print like a variable as well as some sort of a string at the same time. But yes, with the help of paste, we can do that. So paste is helping in that particular way. Then we have the C type function, okay? That is called sprintf. Sprintf is a function just like your C++ we have seen, okay? So in the C++, what we have seen, let's say we have a string, we have, let's say, another variable, which is taking, let's say, integer or numeric value. Let's say this is a numeric value. Or you can make it like integer. There is no. Now the Z, here we are taking as some decimal value, a floating type value. Okay. So first one is a string, second one is your integer, and third one is your floating. So if we'll use the sprintf, so printf we know, here we have sprintf. So here we can give, like, if we want to print the string, so we have the %s. It will dedicate that it is going to be printed here, the variable, and this X. So X will be coming here instead of %s, right? So this is also a way how we can print. So it is going to, okay, what is saying? Could not find function as print. Spelling is wrong. Yeah. So as printf, so IIIT, this X is coming here as IIIT because it is string. Now the second one, if we talk about, second one is an integer. So in C++, what we write is a D. So this Y is nothing but your integer, right? Is an integer. 25 is the best, right? And then let's say if I'm writing like 23.14. So for that, it is a floating point, right? Floating number, F. Okay, this is Z. Is not the X, right? This is Z. Now the floating, this is how it is printing. So you see, whatever data type you want to print in the sprintf function, you have to specify its type, percentage S, percentage D, percentage S. In that way, you have to give those suffix. It will, in that way, it is going to print. Then we have the cat function, which will do the concatenation with the character. And so it is just like the paste one, but paste is working with print and cat is working alone. Okay. So let's say we have this string X. We'll use a function called cat. And this X we have used here. And I'll say same thing is the best. And here also we can have the slash n, which is going to work. It's going to work. Slash n means we are putting in the new line. Okay. So let's run this. Yeah, triple ID is the best. So triple ID has been used here with the cat. Then we have another function called message. This is just putting out some sort of dialogue or warning or error in the program. So for that, we can use the message. Message is not frequently used in R, but yes, this is a function. Right. So, but here it is not giving the space like cat, right? It is not distinguish between the triple IT BH and there should be some space. It is not providing that. So that thing you have to take care while using different output one. Now, also we can do the output or we can give the output into the text file. Okay, we can generate the text file. So right now we are here in the directory test1. So with the help of write.table, so table will working with the files and all. It is working with the file. So we have to give the variable which we want to print, let's say X, and the file name that we want to create. So the file that I am going to create here is, let's say, my data 1.txt. Okay, this is my file name. And I'll just put in that particular file name this X. This X is nothing but triple ITBH. So let's run this. Now, once we've done this, you can see here, my data is coming. See, my data. In this, you can see what is inside my data. Yeah, so inside the my data, there is triple ITBH in the first. So you can write some simple quotation here. Right. Let's say you want to create another file that could run. See, data 2 is also created here, as you can see here. Data 2 is created. If I'll click into the data 2, triple IT is the best it is showing, right? So this is the way how we can take the data and how we can give the data into the into the program. Now, so all those things we have seen: message, write, output to the file, print the argument to the screen, so that print can do, right? Okay. The print is doing that. Here with the print, we can use the digits parameter, which will tell you that how we can print it. So this is just for the floating point numbers. Okay. So let's say I want to print that particular value of X with the digit 2 or digit 3 or digit 4. So for that, see, two digit. So it will be 2 digit, 3 digit. It will be 1, 2, and 3 digit. 4 digit. It will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 digit. The value what 15 divided by 7 is coming, it is printing like this. So that also you can do with the help of print commands. Yes. So if we have something in the data, and we doesn't have some of the data like NA not applicable, so we can print without that also with the help of print command. So na.print, we can make it like whenever there is a na, we are not going to print anything. Whenever there is a digit, we are going to print. So this is a matrix that has been created. So first we'll see that how the matrix has been created. And we'll just print out that particular matrix first. So this is a matrix. Here we have here, and here we have NA. Now we'll print the same matrix without NA, and it will be like this. So you see the difference between these two. We are printing the matrix with some value which is not there. NA is coming, not applicable. But here we are not going to print the NA value. Instead, we are putting we are not putting anything. So it is like that. Right.